I've been an atheist for quite a number of years now. In fact, I can't really remember a time when I wasn't an atheist. I used to, at one time, write Church of England on official forms if they asked for my religion. But to be honest, being an Anglican, being a member of the Church of England, was near to being an atheist as you can get. And that was just sort of a cultural habit more than anything else. So I've never really had any desire for a faith, and I've never had a personal God or any of that kind of thing. But I have been thinking quite a lot about this term God recently. What if I had to use the term God? If I had to think about what God might be, what kind of a God would that be? And this just really comes out of a debate that I was watching between Hitchens and Rabbi Boteach. And the rabbi was asked what kind of a God he believed in, whether it was the Spinoza God, whether it was the God of some sort of personal God. And he gave a really unsatisfactory answer, but it did get me thinking about what is the definition of God that I could be happy with. Such that, who knows, I might even use it in conversation. I haven't really found one, to be honest. But if I did, I think it would have to be something like, and I think this is a bit like the God of Plotinus, actually. I might be way off there. It would have to be something coterminous with the notion of everythingness, the category of all categories that contains itself, that kind of a thing. If we have terms like universe, which indicate, the totality of space and matter, the universe doesn't really capture. Well, it doesn't really capture things like time, for example. I know space-time, of course, is in the universe, but it doesn't really capture personal experience of time. It doesn't really capture personal experience at all, really. It doesn't really capture, as a word, as a descriptive term, it doesn't capture agency, or intentionality, or consciousness, or non-conscious behaviour. It doesn't capture. Well, there's a duck on the ice behind me here. A term like universe, for me, doesn't capture what the feeling of that ice must be like on that duck's feet. It sounds trivial, but if you wanted a word for everything, I think it would have to include that kind of experience. It would have to include the sense that I'm having of the frost on the grass underneath my feet, and the vague puffs of condensation coming out of my mouth, those sort of terms. So, if I had to use a term that embraced all of those things, then I would have to use the term God, I guess.